Welcome back to HyzerMedia's coverage of the 21st annual Crush on the Concho presented by Lone Star Disc. We would like to thank our presenting sponsors for this tournament, Cosmic Disc Golf, D-Town Disc Golf, and Reaper Disc Supply. I'm Nathan Johnson, and today I am joined by Dave Oster.
Hey Nate, glad to be here again and back to the back nine, starting off with hole 10, sponsored by Low Putt Disc Golf, par 3, 379 feet, flat until you get to about circle 1 and a little bit of an uphill and then an out of bounds line behind with some cactuses and trees that could give an obstructed putt if you go too long. As we see, Carey just rolls up to the edge of that, shouldn't have too much of an issue.
Yeah, pretty open hole again, as starting to become a theme on this course. But like you said, yeah, that little bit of an upslope can kind of catch your disc just short of the basket. So a good spot to aim for. Kevin, he comes up a little bit short there, but he'll still have a birdie putt. Shouldn't be too much of an issue. The mistake here is definitely come up short right rather than, test that OB line that's both left and long. So all four players going with that, wide hyzer play. Fish, his comes out a little lower. He's going to get a bit more ground play, but comes up short enough that it won't be too much of an issue.
Yeah, fish. Okay.
And a really nice birdie putt. Grabs the high left chains from just outside the circle. Uh-oh. AJ's giving us some a preview as he's in the middle of a cactus. Oh, man.
It's Texas golf.
Yeah, that is a brutal lie for sure. I'm sure he just, put his foot in, threw the putt right away, and oh, Kevin, this is the second time now we've seen him on the ground after a missed putt. You can't believe it. Jeez, he's just a little high off the band. AJ, he's cleaning up his par after that putt in the cactus.
If you've been out to Texas, especially this part, everything around here is spiky, including things on the ground. So a lot of the players were kind of couldn't believe that he didn't come up with any thorns in his back after rolling on the ground both times.
Yeah, honest. Oh no, Nick, that's a tough break right there. But yeah, like you said, Texas is a scary place as he comes up just short there, or barely makes it over the rim, I should say. Oh my gosh, so much just happened on that hole, Dave. I'm speechless. I can't even get the words out.
Yeah,
very eventful exciting start to our back nine.
Yep, for sure. As we go over to hole 11, another water carry hole, kind of another option as we've seen a few times. That is safe over to the right side. If you want to get up more distance, you can chest the waters, as they say, a little bit more going to the left. It is 346 feet in a par 3, so certainly reachable. Tough to see from the tee pad. There's the weeds on the close end far side, so players are kind of looking over and waiting to see where their discs end up, as we are as well with the camera on one side.
Yeah, we definitely have a better angle here than the players do with those high reads. I doubt they can actually see the basket from the tee pad, so this is very much a pick your point in the sky and trust your disc to have the right width on it and the right distance, as these guys are all just kind of picking a spot, throwing their big spike hyzer, and we'll see when they get up to the green how close they ended up. Yeah, this water carry isn't too much of an issue for them at only 346. It's more of, just got to commit to it, as Kevin doesn't quite commit to that putt after coming up a bit short on his drive. He'll tap in the maybe a little good luck after rubbing the disc on the head. It's changed his fortune for the last couple holes.
And it's fortunate not to roll backwards after that missed putt, because he would have wound up right in the Concho River.
Yeah, good job to stay on his feet there, right? It looks like everybody else with some great drives. We got 3 guys inside of 15 feet, so tap in birdies for the other 3 on the card. Nicely done by the card there. Luckily, nobody went deep. I heard there was a dead beaver back there somewhere, so.
Yeah, you are correct. There was some over there. Sometimes the wildlife can get onto the course. But as we're over on hole 12, par 3, 394 feet, a little bit more of a pump, but pretty much wide open. For all those few trees on the right side, Fish splits the first two, and he'll probably be close to circle two's edge. It's pretty much straight OB road on the left side, but these players can go over these low trees that we've seen as a theme in Texas. AJ does get caught up in one of those trees, though. He'll
Oh,
be
wow, yeah.
taking it from below with no 2 meter rule here.
Yeah, luckily no 2 meter rule in Texas. If you have the power, the over the top line is most definitely an option. Nick, he's just opting for that straightforward right at it line, and that's very well done. He's got a birdie putt for himself. Looks like Kevin likes the straight at it line as well. And that looks great with a little bit of ground play, maybe a bit short, but 394. It's definitely a bit of a pump. So AJ, after finding a tree on his drive, he's just gonna have to chip up for the par. Fish actually a little closer than we would have thought, but his putt's a bit high, just catches the band. Kevin just does not trust these baskets anymore, but that putt was soft enough to stay home. And both of these guys' drives were a lot closer than they looked from the tee. So very well done from both of them. Tapping birdies for both Kevin and Nick here. Maybe a 15-footer. Yep, finds the chains very nicely. Well played from these guys. Couple long putts, couple shorter putts. That's kind of how you would expect a hole like this to be played.
For sure. Gotta have some close putts every now and then. Just give yourself an easy round. Can't be stressing out on every single hole with 25 to 30 footers. As we move over to hole 13, par 3, 318 feet. A lot of trees in the way. There's kind of plenty of little lines you can go. Some over the top lines more likely. There is an out of bounds volleyball court marked by the guardrail on the left, and one big tree right short of the basket. The players are trying to get close to or around. And I believe Nick just hit that one tree I was speaking of.
Yeah, catches that one tree right at the corner of the volleyball court. There's no real reason to test, as I think Kevin comes up well short there. I think he must have hit a tree about halfway through the flight. There's no reason to come up short, to test coming up short left here where that OB is. Just leave it nice, leave it wide, make sure you give it enough, and take your comeback putt. A little too wide there from Fish though, so not great from our card so far.
Yeah, kind of a deceivingly tricky hole. This doesn't seem to be too much in the way, but like I was saying, there's a lot of little trees, although AJ seeming to have not too much of an issue getting through them all.
Yeah, really nice shot from AJ. Kind of the lower route, trusting the ground play a little more. As Kevin gave his a run, he's on the ground again, but luckily he does stay in bounds there. That is kind of a death putt with that OB probably less than 12 feet from the basket.
Yeah,
really well
close.
played by AJ though. Here's Fish now, 20-footer, not a problem for his par. After his drive came up quite a bit short, and Nick just barely, like you said, hit that tree that's right on the corner. A fortunate break to stay inbounds. He's able to collect the birdie.
Yeah. Look, it goes all the way through. Groundhog or something?
As we move over to hole 14, another shorty, par 3, 262 feet. I think it beat out the other hole by just a couple feet that we talked about before. Forehand line out over the out-of-bounds road is a common play. You can also go straight at it, and there's a couple just park features on the right side that could get in your way, but they're not out of bounds.
Yep, this hole very similar to some of the holes we saw on the back nine of the Temp course. A little shorter maybe at 262, but yeah, you'll see a lot of the players kind of take that wide skipping forehand. Fish, he likes the straight mid-range, probably straight at it, but unfortunately that comes out a little early and just squares that tree. Oh, Kevin, that just maybe a little slippage on the tee pad. Or disc slipped out of his hand, comes out high and right, and tree kind of gobbles it up. Good correction though on the upshot to make sure to secure the par, but that's a tough break off the tee.
That's the way.
Not great for fish there either. I mean, obviously a tricky approach with going to a knee. And AJ just a layup there. It does look like that road is pretty close to the basket as Fish hits a nice par save.
Yeah, road probably 10, maybe 12 feet from the basket, so not the worst play for AJ to just lay up, especially seeing the rest of the cards struggling a little bit. Just figured he'd take his par and not risk taking the bogey or worse.
Yeah, especially these prodigy baskets with the flat top, you can easily get a big skip if you miss high. So makes the smart play, plays it for the par and Nick though. He's not laying that one up. 15 feet away, he's able to connect on the only birdie of the group.
Yeah, got to go for that one. As AJ taps in, we'll then be moving over to hole 15. There's a few holes left on this second round. And it is a par 4, 625 feet, pretty much straight. You want to land somewhere around here. OB Road again, some left side, lots of room to the right side. So if you have to bail out, you want to bail out right. Roller is a common play here. Second shots, try to just find the line depending on where you land. And should be a fairly easy birdie, being that it's only 600 and change par 4.
That was ugly.
Yeah, not a great shot there from Nick. Came out a little low, didn't quite bite off as much distance as he'd like. But yeah, like you said, Dave, a lot of the par fours on this property are very similar in that it doesn't really matter what line you go for off the tee, as long as you can bite off anywhere from 350 to 400 feet. You kind of scramble your way to the basket and figure it out. So there's no real wrong answer off the tee. Most of these guys, I'm sure, are just going with some sort of distance driver backhand that turns a little bit. As Fish says, yes, there's plenty of room over there on the right-hand side. That'll be just fine.
That's money. Boom. That's what we all want. That's the best. Let's go. Come on. No. Yes, you missed it.
Fish likes that shot from Kevin there. Plenty of distance off the tee. That'll be a nice, easy upshot from there. Nick going big after hitting an early tree. That's a really great second shot from there, giving himself a chance at the birdie. Super well done.
That's great.
Fish going huge over the top, spike hyzer.
Oh!
Just distance control, playing lawn darts. Really great shot there.
Skip in. Woo!
Ooh. Maybe not the smartest choice to give that one a run there from AJ, but he'll still have a birdie putt as it doesn't skip too far. Kevin, great drive. Maybe not the greatest upshot, but still inside the circle. And he's able to connect for the birdie there. Maybe another frustration putt, right? Probably would have liked to see that upshot a little closer after the best drive of the group, but good job to be able to connect. AJ also able to connect. And you're seeing why this is one of the easiest holes on the course.
Yeah, absolutely. And Kevin having almost an eagle bid on a par 4, so definitely wanted to get that second shot a bit closer. We've seen a couple of frustration putts already on this course. This Fish is walking over. Last putt shouldn't be too much of an issue. Landed a little bit shorter than it actually looked. Looked like it was right under the basket.
Yeah, always a little stressful when you're the last person of the group to putt out on a potential star frame. So good to control the nerves and connect there.
Absolutely. And a couple holes left. Hole 16, par 3, 337 feet. Probably one of the most open holes on a already pretty open course. The two trees you're seeing right now are really the only things in the way. No water beyond the basket that's really in play. So really should be expecting a birdie in this hole if you're one of these top players.
Yeah, especially if you're a righty, there's really nothing. These trees are not in the way at all. It's more just distance control, angle control, disc selection.
I'm a little
Something
offended you
like
didn't
the
throw
first two
AJ.
shots we've seen are just fine. Fish, this looks, again, very solid. Maybe a little bit of an ace run. Ooh, a little short. But still very good shot nonetheless. Kevin takes his overstable mid-range, hangs it out wide, and that looks under the basket. Yeah, you can see Fish farthest away of the group, and he's about 11.5 feet from the basket. So this is, like you said, Dave, pretty much what you'd expect on a basically wide open 337-foot hole for a card of right-handed, backhanded players.
Yeah, absolutely. The local players we're talking about, especially this course being the permanent course, is really built for the windy days of Texas. That is kind of the main defense of the course. So the rare calm day, especially a hole like this, you really are going to expect a star frame.
And that is what we get. Nicely done by our players.
Okay, so Mad Cat.
Hole 17, par 3, 401 feet, the longest par 3 on the course. Couple of grouping of trees right around the basket. Kind of go straight at it or a little bit wide and kind of have it fade back in.
Get over it.
This was supposed to be a flex shot, didn't quite come back. I think there was a bit of a headwind coming and keeping that disc over, but certainly a reachable hole for these players.
Yeah, it looks like some of these flags on the ground are blowing a little more than we've seen today. So maybe some of that wind that we'd expect to see out here in Texas is finally showing up. These guys are all going for that straight at it line. If you have the power, oh, Fish, he likes it. Yeah, I was just about to say. The over the top is for sure an option for the top tier distance guys. It looks like Fish comes up a little short, but that's very much a putt. Kevin likes that line as well. Yeah, again, these trees are not that tall. So if you can throw the frisbees far, you can probably throw over these trees. And 401 feet on a spike hyzer for these guys is not out of the question. So very much a viable option and pretty well executed.
A little bit different than the trees we see up in the Northeast, right, Nate?
Yeah, I do not try to throw over. I'm not saying that the people I play against can't throw over those trees because I've seen it many times, but personally, yeah, it's a little different. As Kevin, nice birdie putt there, coming in at circle's edge, able to connect. Here's Fish now, maybe coming up about 25 short. Nice birdie putt for him as well. So, 2 birdies, 2 pars. Very much what you'd expect to see. Well, I won't speak too soon. AJ's still got about a 23-footer for his par coming up. Taking his time as he should. Little left button is able to connect. Very well done. And yeah, like I was saying, 2 birdies, 2 pars on a hole like this. Very acceptable. Definitely a bit of a bonus birdie at 401 feet. And yeah, these guys I'm sure aren't too upset.
Yep, and still real close going into the last hole. Par 4, 625 feet. OB Road all along the left side, pretty close to the fairway that you want to be playing. The big up and around to the left side and hyzer. Similar to hole 2 on the other course is the play for a lot of these players. There are some wires in the way that we've seen players hit. But this shot will get you pretty much as much distance you could possibly get as the hole does curve from left to right as you get towards the end, and you see Fish with a monster shot almost all the way up to the green.
Wow, yeah, that's definitely 500 plus for sure. And it kind of works out, right, for these right-handed, backhanded guys. A lot of airspace up here on the left and above these trees. Just put some disc some overstable disc on a ton of anhyzer, let it pan out, and that's that traditional max distance line that you'd like to see. So if you've got the power, that's for sure the angle. But of course, as Nick's going to show us, the up the gut option is very viable as well. Again, tough tree kick there, but only 625. He can still get up and down from there.
Yeah, that was the last one to miss, but looking on a good line right in the middle of the fairway. AJ also catching the tree, should be just a little bit further up than Nick.
So yeah, quite a bit to bite off here to try to still get a birdie, but again, 2 shots in a row, just catching the last tree. That one was quite a bit a ways down the fairway though, so he might still have a long putt at it. AJ, he's also going to have quite a ways to go. Goes for the flare skip, and that's got to sit. Comes down inbounds, he'll have a birdie putt as well. Kevin, another. He's just kind of struggling with these putter upshots, trying to go with a little baby anti-flex. I'm not sure why he doesn't go to the forehand there. But yeah, it'll leave him another tester putt. Fish, that's more how you'd like to play the hole. Nice, smooth upshot. Like he said, boring golf, but very well executed. Wow, Kevin came up quite a bit short. Good effort, but just a little left. He's got some cars maybe bugging him in the background. And AJ connects on the birdie. Very nice way to finish his round. 16 under par, super solid score. As this card really kind of stayed close the whole time from front to finish. That's not a phrase. Oh well. Kevin, he's able to connect 16 under par as well. Fish, he's gonna have a short birdie putt to get him to 17. We'll see if he's able to connect and keep him and Nick in contention to stay on the chase card for the final round. Going through the routine as always. Deep breath, a couple pumps. And that's a nice birdie for him. Would have been a nice eagle on a 625-foot par 4, but unfortunately not this time. Nick's going to tap out his par to finish at 17 under as well. And let's take a look at our leaderboard going into the third and final round of this tournament. We got Joel Freeman with back-to-back 13 under par rounds, leading the way on the chase card. A very exciting chase card for you tomorrow. Nicola Castro, Nick Rowton, Andrew Fish, and Jake Hebenheimer. So make sure to subscribe to see all of that. Thank you to our sponsors, Norse Gods, and all of our Patreon family. Stick around, subscribe. We've got the final round chase card coverage coming for you tomorrow on HyzerMedia.